Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? So, we have some Fallout 76 news once again, and I do hope you're all doing well in this absolutely blistering heat, but speaking of, I'm going to be keeping this reasonably short and sweet. So for those of you who didn't get the chance to catch it last night, the last part of our Rage 2 playthrough was live streamed. We had a lot of fun with that, so that should be going up on the channel probably later on this evening, so do check that one out. And we'll be streaming the first part of Wolfenstein Youngblood tonight, which should be great fun. That goes live on PC today, in fact it's live now. And consoles tomorrow, so I do hope you join us for that one. But let's take a look at the latest fix for Fallout 76, as we've got a hotfix today. So, inside the vault. There's a lot of stuff on Quakecon here as well, but this week we're hard at work releasing a hotfix for Fallout 76 and making final preparations as we head to Quakecon 2019, which kicks off this weekend. Read on for some additional details about today's hotfix, as well as everything you need to know to catch all the Fallout 76 goodness taking place at Quakecon. Awesome. So, regarding the hotfix, we are currently in the process of releasing a new hotfix to address a number of issues reported by Fallout 76 players following patch 11. So they released one last week as well, particularly focusing on the major problems surrounding legendary item drops, in that they weren't dropping. Some degree of fix from what I understand, but not complete, and that's an ongoing thing that we'll look at here, but they've got a few more bugs being addressed this week as well. That patch, that little hotfix should now be live, so if you want to jump in, download that, you certainly can, and hopefully take advantage of the few fixes. So, alongside this hotfix, we've made a few design adjustments for survival mode based on community feedback. These changes will remove map highlights for players ranked in the top 3, so they'll no longer appear on your map, as well as reduce the lethality during PvP combat, which should make room for more interesting and engaging combat experiences. I personally would agree with that. Depends how they're going to go about it, I suppose, but hopefully sort of taking away that ability of those people who've got a ridiculously large amount of time to invest in the game to insta-kill the rest of us is going to hopefully introduce a level of balance that has been hitherto missing from PvP in Fallout 76. So that sounds like a positive change. We'll have a look at a bit more detail in just a sec. So you can read more details here regarding the hotfix, and we'll have a look at that in just a second. Additionally, after reading your recent feedback and monitoring legendary item drop rate data, we've confirmed that legendary items are still dropping at a lower than intended rate in the world following the hotfix we released on July 18th, so that's last week's. We're actively working towards a fix, but it's important to us that we get this right, particularly in light of the fact it didn't work out the first time, apparently. As a result, it will take a few additional days to address this issue, and we'll be sure to let you know once we're confident that drop rates have risen back to pre-patch 11 levels, so they're working on it. Sounds like it must be a bigger issue than previously anticipated, but hopefully they'll get there fairly soon. So, finally, the hotfixes we released following patch 11 are going to result in a slight delay to patch 11.5, which contains the upcoming Meat Week seasonal event. So I thought that was going to be patch 11.5. Unsurprisingly, given that this issue and the various issues they're currently working on are quite big, they've put a lot of time and effort into that clearly, and they're still doing so. So they're pushing back the next interim patch, patch 11.5, and along with it, the seasonal event. So they're now targeting Thursday, August 1st for this update, and we'll keep you updated if that changes. So watch the space on that one, and if you're over on Twitter and anything like that, Facebook as well, you should be able to keep up with any updates there. You can also keep up with my Facebook and Twitter as well. Either one will work, especially as I've now got Twitter cross-posting to Facebook, so those of you who are only over there can now keep up with everything I post, which has been something of an issue so far. So yeah, you should be able to hopefully get those updates via my Facebook and Twitter as well, because I'll be obviously sharing those when they come up. So yeah, 1st of August. I think previously it was 2 days earlier on the Tuesday, I think. I forget exactly off the top of my head, but we pushed it back ever so slightly. So hopefully that will be the only delay they need to do, but definitely looking forward to Meat Week. Look forward to jumping into a seasonal event, particularly as I missed the last one. So, Quakecon details. There's a few bits and pieces in here regarding the whole thing that I'm not going to go through, because I do want to keep this reasonably short. So, the big thing, I think for most of us, is the Fallout panel, which will be at 10 AM Central Time on Saturday, that's 27th of July, and live streamed on Twitch and Mixer, both on the Bethesda page, of course. For those of you in the UK, like me, that will be, I believe, 4 in the afternoon. So Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock, I'll be catching that myself. Unfortunately, I'll be in work later on that evening, so the video will probably have to wait until probably Sunday, but we'll see what happens. I'll obviously be giving you my feedback and thoughts on that. It's mostly going to focus on what's coming up in the future of Fallout 76, so probably the rest of the Nuclear Winter updates and more details there, and a little more details on the Wastelanders, which will return the NPCs to Fallout 76, which will be very cool. And with any luck, if we're really, really lucky, we might get a little teaser or two as to what might be coming in 2020, which will be very, very cool to hear about. So, aside from that, we've got the other events going on around Quakecon. Some details of Quakecon Dallas there. And Quakecon Europe opens at 9 AM Saturday. That's in London. For those who wanted to catch the live stream and who are going there, concerned you won't, it will be obviously 4 o'clock in the afternoon in London, but they are going to be showing the live stream of the Fallout 76 panel in Quakecon London as well, so you should be able to catch that. And as well as that, there will be numerous Nuclear Winter events and other things going on as well, and obviously tons of stuff surrounding Doom and stuff as well. So obviously that's the huge Quakecon related release. So, hotfix notes. A little bit more detail on the fix that's come out today. So we've got less than a gigabyte for consoles and less than half that for PCs. Okay, so only level 1. Still curious as to exactly why there's a difference between the two. If anybody happens to have a solid answer for that, I'd love to know. It's a bizarre thing. Either way, so you can download that now and actually get that hotfix going already. So the changes: survival mode, user interface, scoreboards, those ranked in top 3 on the scoreboards, no longer highlighted on the map. Yep, just covered that before. Scoreboards remain in place so that players can check their stats and rankings, but the map can no longer be used to track the positions of the top 3. Presumably, they were getting focused on a little bit too much there. I'm guessing that will be the feedback they were receiving. There's not really a great deal of information there, but that's the change on that one for survival mode. So the combat changes that I'm particularly curious about, although probably still not going to be jumping into PvP to be fair. The following adjustments have been made to reduce lethality and allow for more engaging PvP combat experiences in survival mode. Survival mode PvP damage bonus multipliers have been removed so that base weapon damage more closely matches adventure mode. Okay, so you shouldn't be doing extra damage than you were before. Well, not sure why they'd be doing that in the first place, but okay. So that will basically increase your time to kill anyway. Non-base weapon damage bonuses have been reduced to create more balanced engagements that are less dependent on specific builds. So this is a big one. Because if you're going down the road of being dressed in assassin's armor head to foot and carrying an assassin's 2-shot explosive automatic handmade for a prime example, that thing will put out vast amounts of damage to other players very, very quickly. And these things are basically time dependent. Building up that base of gear requires you either to acquire it from other people who have sunk in a huge amount of time, and that also requires a certain amount of luck, or to sink a vast amount of time into the game yourself, which not everybody can do, in order to have that high-level set of gear specifically for PvP. And if you haven't got that opportunity, you're at a massive disadvantage. So hopefully this should level the playing field a little bit more there, because that imbalance certainly is one of my personal off-putting bugbears surrounding PvP. So that's definitely a good thing. So maximum damage per shot that can be dealt by weapons in PvP has been reduced. Okay, didn't even realise there was an upper limit, but that's a good thing. So again, it's just going to bring that balance into place and increase your time to kill, which will give players who are at what initially would seem like a disadvantage a chance to recover and hopefully be a bit more strategic and stay in the fight, hopefully. So that should make the whole thing much more interesting. I think that will achieve at least some of what Bethesda are aiming for there. That's cool. So, something that's going to interest absolutely everybody. Bug fixes, performance and stability, controls. Addressed an issue that could cause game controls to become unresponsive when entering power armor from the front. Okay. Addressed an issue that could cause power armor to become unresponsive when returning to adventure mode from Nuclear Winter. Yeah, weird bug, but okay, yeah, that's a welcome couple of fixes. So, addressed an issue that could cause a player wearing power armor to crash when fast traveling to a teammate. And addressed a pair of issues that could cause a server to crash. Crikey, that's really bad. During a Nuclear Winter match. So that's a problem for everybody playing, potentially up to 50 people at a time. So, yeah, that's definitely some good stability fixes there. I can see why they pushed those out in a hotfix. That's serious issues that needed addressing, so fingers crossed they've pulled that one off nicely. Hopefully that's going to work well. I'm sure these issues have caused more than a few headaches for a few people, so they'll be very glad to see that, I'm sure. The UI. Fix an issue that could cause non-legendary enemies to display legendary in their names. That's definitely good, because as part of the problem with why legendary enemies appeared to be not dropping legendary gear, because you weren't actually fighting a legendary enemy. So at least you know what you're going up against a bit more clearly there, which is good. It's definitely a welcome change. Fix an issue that could prevent rewards from being displayed on screen after completing an event. I'd like to see that hang around a little longer and not be cleared by other actions like opening your Pip-Boy, things like that. That's certainly been an issue that I've run into on occasion. I don't know what rewards have picked up because I've basically inadvertently cleared their notification. Especially if something's going on at the time and you need to respond to it. You can occasionally go and try and find out what you've got and struggle with that. So either way, step in the right direction there. And one more UI thing, pieces of power armor that the player renamed no longer lose their custom names when they are recalled to the player's inventory. I don't know if this means that it's just when the whole power armor frame is recalled to your inventory or just the specific item removed from the frame. But either way, if you've named specific power armor pieces, the name should persist now, which is a welcome change. Yeah, a couple of solid changes, not big patches. I mean, it's just a little hotfix after all, but a few burning issues have been fixed. As I say, the legendary enemy thing is an ongoing process. It sounds like they've had some progress, but not as much as they'd like. So it's definitely something to keep working on, and a slight delay to the next patch as well as the other big piece of news here. Yeah, 1st of August for Meat Week and patch 11.5 rather than a couple of days earlier. So all fairly big information. It's good to know that they're constantly working on this, trying to sort out the few issues that the new patch has brought in. Some of them quite significant ones, so good to see them cracking on with tackling that. But yeah, so I do hope you guys found that useful and informative. If you did, please do hit those buttons for me. It's always very, very much appreciated. Social media links down below as always if you want to keep up to date with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Got a very, very cool Rage 2 post on Instagram at the moment, so do check that out. And if you're really enjoying the content, please do consider becoming a channel member via the little blue join button you can find somewhere down here. Massively appreciated support, and yeah, we've got some cool little perks in there, so I do hope you'll check that out. For now, thank you very much for watching. Please avoid melting like I'm doing right now, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.